A Note on the Fig Tree and the Grave by Katherine and Porter. Two very interesting accounts. In an article I've read about this on the net, they call them two pieces. Indeed, they're connected. Maybe they meant pieces because, for one thing, they're not as long as short stories generally are. They're shorter than that, not flash story pieces. And then they make the same canvas. They contribute to the same big picture. Maybe because they also are part of the old order. They have at the center Miranda, grandmother, and in the grave there's also the brother, Miranda's brother. Miranda, who, in a way, strangely, I met quite a while back. I don't know how they organized the collected stories, because that's what I'm reading. The collected stories which won the Pulitzer Prize, and they deservedly did so. And in Pale Horse, Pale Rider, Miranda is already a young woman, in love and with all sorts of, let's call them adventures. And now I'm reading about her as a girl. In the Fig Tree, they are preparing for a trip to another property, and as they do that, Miranda is engaged with the animals, even if at one point she says something like they have such a primitive, boring life. At times things happen, and one thing which happens often is they die, especially in the case of small ones, piglets, chicken, baby, small turkeys. And as she's watching the hen with her chicks going around, one of them is not moving. And Miranda also knows that when you poke a dead animal, he will not move, and that's how you know he's dead. Which is the case now. She's poking a small chick and he's not moving. So she decides to find a wrapping, a coffin, so to say, that is a box to put the animal in. And she buries it. But as she does that, two things happen at the same time, more or less. One thing, she starts hearing wee, 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 like a help from the ground, she thinks. And at that approximately same time, her father is calling because they're ready to go on this rather long journey. So she has to. Grandmother is ready with aunt, whatever her name is, I forgot, and they're ready to go. So Miranda is in an impossible situation. She wants to obey her father. That's how she has been raised. There's no question about that. Remember, we're talking 100 years ago, and different attitudes, and different respect. Those who regret the past would say. And still, she wants to help because there's a call for help there. And she's reaching her father, and she says, well, yes, but I have to go. What happened? Are you sick? Did you eat something wrong? Or no, but I have to go. And we, at a later point, she and we, the readers, learn about this we cry of help. What is it, and where it's coming from? But I will not say. I'll leave it like a secret for you to discover reading. Shortly now, briefly about the grave. This is where they play, Miranda and her brother, in the grave. But this is no horror vampire story or the fall of the House of Usher. It's just that they try to get in to find something, and indeed they find a ring and something else. And it's the reason for this is grandmother has sold a piece of land. She still has land, but on that piece which she sold, they had the graves of grandfather, and so they had to move them. They did, and the graves are left open. They go in, they find this, they trade with each other, and then they go on with their activity, which is shooting. And I found that if not terrifying, unpleasant, to say the least. Now that I'm again a vegetarian, I've been about 10 years ago, and then for 1 year or two, and I gave it up. Now I understand that vegans live the longest, so even if I can't be a vegan, I eat eggs and cheese, maybe without meat. Plus it's the moral side. Killing animals is wrong, and the way they're abused in these factories, animal factories. And so Miranda is 8 years old, and the brother is 11. And I thought that's also wrong. I mean, having children going with a shotgun to kill pigeons and rabbits. Besides, there's a horrible thing happening. A rabbit is killed, and she was pregnant, and she had babies about ready to be born. Horrible for me. Notwithstanding this, the two pieces, stories, accounts, whatever we want to call them, are very good.